Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Nikki here and it's time for the next installment of my Creative Collab Journal. At the beginning of the year, I made this very plain, simple, undecorated journal that is going to be filled with a heap of ephemera that I am swapping with. So I get a different partner each month. And just excuse the light, but it's a cold day here this morning and the sun is streaming in and I don't want to block it out. But back to what we're doing. There is a playlist called the Creative Collab Journal. So you can see how I made this journal and you can see all the other things I have made for this swap so far. Now, what we have to do this month is we have to make 3 floating pockets. I wasn't sure what a floating pocket was, but we were sent to a link from Kerr, who I'm sure most of you know, and she made floating pockets, and I realised they are ridiculously easy. You just need half of an A4 sheet of paper, and to make the pockets, all you have to do is start by folding lengthways down the middle, and then you fold this up to whatever size you want, and you end up, once you've sealed down here, with 2 little pockets and 1 big pocket. It doesn't get much easier than that. So I started by doing a little experiment just for fun, and I had a go at making one with a full-size sheet of paper. So this was an A4, which I folded in the same fashion, and this turned out to be a fabulous size. So of course you end up with a pocket here, another pocket there, and then a big one. Wouldn't these be a great way to use up scraps and send to people for happy mail? Absolutely love how this turned out. What I did, it was just a piece of coffee dyed paper. I've just collaged all sorts of book pages on there, and then of course added a little bit of decoration. I don't know yet whether I'll send this as part of the swap or whether I'll just send the 3 smaller ones as planned. But all the ladies in the swap have made this standard size journal, so of course that one would fit. But I haven't decided yet. We'll see. So let's get making and decorating. Grab my little mat here just to protect the desk. So this is the first one I put together. Coffee dyed paper, no surprise there. I've put a piece of pretty pink floral paper on the front there, and you could also then use the same paper to cover the front if you wanted to, but I decided to do something a little bit different with this one, and I fussy cut out this little piece of scrapbooking paper, again because we had the pink flowers, keeping in mind the lady I am swapping with loves pastel colours and flowers, so I'm trying to sort of create mine using those ideas. So what I've done though, I've only glued it down the 2 sides here on top, and the whole idea is I have this very pretty flower that I also fussy cut. I've added an extra pocket, again keeping with the pink and pastel theme, but I think we need a little bit more embellishment than this. That's just a little bit too plain. So what have we got here? So the first thing I did, I grabbed a piece of this is medical gauzy stuff, and I just sprayed it with some coffee, which I always have handy just because I didn't want it bright white. And we're going to start by popping that down. I wanted it to be coffee coloured, sort of so that it matches with my coffee dyed paper. And I'm just going to put a couple of little dots of glue on. Doesn't have to be adhered perfectly. I just want it to sit there. I don't mind if it sort of sits up a little bit. The other thing I found in my stash was this cute little, it's a plastic domey but almost flat with a little flower in it. I thought that might make a nice addition to this. So we'll be a bit generous with the glue there because it sort of has to go through the 2 layers. We're going to pop that on there. Then then I found I wanted something else, but I couldn't decide what. Found this tiny little sentiment, breath. Well, I think it's meant to be breathe, but maybe the Americans don't put the E on the end like us Aussies do, but honestly, that's okay. It was sort of one of the small, I just wanted something small, and it was sort of one of the smallest little things I had. So we're going to add that to there. And then we have to add a few pretty things. This is a cutout. You know, when you buy a scrapbook pad pack, they often have like a page at the front where, you know, you have little mini versions so you know what's inside the pack. This was one of those, which I just simply cut out and coloured the edges. So that's for that little pocket there. And I had this scrap masterboard that I made a while ago. Loved the fact it already had the pink butterfly with the flowers stuck on it, so I thought that was perfect. And then I found this in my stash. It's a clear vinyl flower, but when I put it down on the background, it just sort of disappeared. So I've just double layered some scrap paper, which I even put over the side there, and then at least you could actually see the flower. And so that is going to be a journal card for the bigger pocket. So there we go. Very simple, very straightforward. And that is the first one all done. Then the next one, I decided to do something a little bit different. Instead of using just normal coffee dyed paper, I used a coffee dyed book page because it was virtually the same size. But of course, what I didn't like was that once I flipped it up and created my pockets, this writing was upside down. So I thought, right, also wanted to include some stitching on this one. So I cut this piece of lace scrap down to size to basically fit the length of my pocket, and I sewed down the edge. So we need to snazzy this one up a little bit. So the first thing I did from that same paper pack, I cut out this clock, which I thought was absolutely delightful. So again, I'm going to be quite generous with the glue in the hope that it will adhere nicely. And let's try and put this clock up the right way. Where are we? Needs to go that way. There we are. I'm just going to adhere that down there. And I don't know whether it'll eventually stick to the paper or just my piece of lace here, but it really doesn't matter either way. I'm not trying to make another pocket. So we've got that bit there. Now, the next thing I thought we'd add a butterfly. So we're going to pop that there and just have the wing poking out a tiny little bit. So again, generous with the glue, but not right to the edge because I don't really want that to stick down onto my mat. So we're popping that one there like that. Or probably should have actually done the same there. But if I don't press too hard, it's not going to adhere down because it's thankfully elevated, sitting on top of the lace there. So we have a cute little butterfly. Then I think we need something up the top here. And I found this in my stash. Let's just grab a piece of scrap paper for gluing. And I thought we might cover up some of the top. Look, you don't have to fully decorate them if you don't want to, especially if you include a piece of ephemera in the front pocket that goes up higher. But I just think it's fun to add pretty bits. So I think we'll just pop that down there like that. Oops, hang on, I've got to make sure my little butterfly doesn't stick down where it's not belonging. We've got that. Now, what else have we got here? So then I also have, oh, where's it gone? Okay, I made this, I had this, oh, now where's this from? This might have been from a Rach and Bella craft kit. I've cut out an extra butterfly and glued that on. And I had this little scrap of lace left. And I thought this might be a fun way to make a little, hang on, which way? Yep, we want it this way to go through. We might use that to turn this into a tag. This is why I love keeping all my scraps. You just never know when they might come in handy. And that way, these two then sort of belong together. And I think we'll just, oh, hang on. We're going to just, whoops-a-daisy. We need to hold that in place. And then we might try and put a little staple in the top here. There we go. And I thought that would look really cute hanging out the top of this one like that. And as I said, that way this links the two together. And then I've also, again, cut out another one of these little pieces, and I thought that would be a perfect addition for this pocket. So that can just go in there. Right, so that, I think, now I had something else for this one, and now I can't find it. I've managed to lose it. There was definitely something else supposed to go on here. And I am searching my desk high and low here, and I can't find it unless it's somehow in that mess. Let's wait and see. But anyway, for now, we'll call that one done. I did have something else for here, but I can't remember where or what. Let's wait and see if we find it. But that's number 2 all done. Then the last one, because we have to make 3, I decided to just grab a glue stick and a napkin. Of course, I tore the white patches away and I just glued it straight down. I love using napkins, especially on smaller areas, because they don't seem to tend to crinkle too much. It's harder to do on a large area, but like this one went on here with ease, perfectly smooth. But of course, now this is quite a busy pattern, so I don't want to overdo it in the deco area. But I cut out this tiny little bee, and I think we can add a little bee quite easily, except my poor little bee has actually lost one of his legs, which is a little unfortunate, but I thought maybe if we pop a cute little bee up there. Then I wanted something for down here, but again, because it's so busy, I couldn't decide. But what I did end up doing was grabbing this cute little butterfly charm, putting it on a tiny little paper clip. Whoops-a-daisy, I'm going to have to make sure I close that properly. Oops, I'll need to do that. But if we can get it back on just for a minute. No, I will fix that shortly. And I'm going to pop that on this pocket down here. And so just pretend that's all nicely in the middle. I will fix that very shortly. I thought that was something a little bit different to hang that on the side. What I did do, I did stick a little scrap of paper on the back here just to give this a little bit of strength, even though, look, it doesn't weigh anything. But it will help to hold that pocket down and it will be strong enough to easily cope with the weight. Then I grabbed some of these cute little things and I thought I might just dab a few of these on. Again, I don't want to over embellish because this is so pretty. I don't want to go hiding it all. That just seems like a stupid idea. But what if we pop some of these on? Again, just to give it a bit of dimension and a bit of cuteness. And they were in my stash, so I thought, why not use them? There we go. Easy fixed. Might just pop that one down there. So, of course, I have again included one of those little display pieces, which we'll put in our front pocket. Then I also was gifted this cute printout, very botanical, had a butterfly. I thought it sort of all matched with the theme. So I backed that onto some coffee dyed paper and I'm going to pop that in the back. And then, of course, we needed a lucky last big one. So again, I found a piece of masterboard that I'd made ages ago. I stuck a couple of little extra bits on it and put a little tab on it. And that, of course, is going to be my one for the back. And there we go. That's 3 very cute little floating pockets. They are so easy to make. You just have to use your imagination and use up some scraps to decorate them. And there we go. That's another month done. So this is ready now to go in the post to my recipient. And I'll be a bit late receiving mine this month because my recipient is away, but that's all good. We understand that holidays come first. Oh, I certainly do. But there we are, something really simple and easy. And if you do happy mail swaps with people or just want to send someone something cute and pretty, it doesn't get much easier than this. And some of those scraps can get used up. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you joined the clan. We do all sorts of paper crafting stuff here, paper planning and journaling and whatever I feel like doing. It usually involves paper. So until next time, please stay safe and stay healthy. Bye for now.